All right, take two. Welcome to See Our Game Room. This is Halloween, so that's why I'm dressed up like a jackass, and these guys get dressed up like themselves. You know, I'm really the fool, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
So
So Chris is a self.
yeah,
Bad timing. I did it wrong, guys. I'm sorry. Chris is a jackass every day is the joke.
yeah. It was a sick burn on the first one. We posted the wrong place. My apologies, everybody.
Didn't work the second time.
All right, you just got to go back to Twitch and see the beginning, how we really wanted it to be, and then you just got to piece it together.
Yeah. It's a holiday treat.
What are we, Rick and
It's
Morty
our
or
holiday
something?
treat.
I mean, come on. I mean,
You just gotta.
come on, Morty.
This is the worst Rick impressions ever.
You're the worst Rick impressions ever. How does that feel?
I am. It feels horrible, and I think you'll stop.
Okay, sorry.
All right, thank you.
Whoa.
So this week we're going to be going over a few spoilers that happen from from Brit Roller 6 and those boys, those limey guys over in England.
MOD, right? Is that right?
Yeah, MOD,
right?
Ministry of
Ministry
Darkness.
of Dice.
Yeah, you're getting it finally.
MOD.
You're doing it, Peter.
I love that movie, by the way.
And there was kind of a bombshell dropped on some globals that we're going to be going over in a little bit, and we're kind of waiting till Ben jumps on with us, and that should be happening in about 30 minutes. We'll see. We'll hope that the glory of the internet will bring him to us.
The magic of the interwebs.
So, how have you gentlemen been doing this week?
Good to pretty good, I'd say.
I'm sorry, you weren't prepared for me asking how your day was because I never do that.
Yeah. What the hell? Who are you?
I don't know.
Come on,
That-
Mom.
Did that suit give you special powers?
We're gonna have Ben's gonna be jumping on with us, Steven.
Yep. Young Ben. So if we see that viewer drop by one, we know who it is. He'll be back in 30 minutes.
Oh man!
Thanks for checking, though, Steven.
He's like, what's going on that's better than this in 30 minutes?
Right?
Oh,
Exactly.
Ben's not here. Never mind.
Oh,
I don't
check-
want to be here. Oh man!
Oh, yeah. There you go, Ross. Whiskey and ice cream. That sounds like it'll upset my stomach very badly. So I will not partake in that.
It's not gonna be the knockoff Ben. It's gonna be the real
It's
Ben.
gonna be real Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man.
Not the bootleg.
So MOD dropped some pretty good spoilers, and like you were saying before, they gave us a lot of goodies. There was a lot to cover. Yes, we did actually. So in the
We did show prep, and I just
we
kind
did show
of.
prep. So we were thinking the cameras were rolling, and we had some really sick burns for everybody. And then all of a sudden, I looked, and we weren't streaming. So sorry, you guys missed out on some gold there.
The magic of live TV.
All right.
It
It
was
happens.
great, Shadow. It was great material.
Yep. But you're right, Shadow. Chris is an ass. Anytime you get the opportunity, just tell him.
Yeah, I'm used to it. I have to care
That's not-
though.
That's not actually a suit. When people call him an ass enough, it just starts growing around his skin, and he starts becoming an ass.
Yeah, it's some
Feels
real
like that.
Pinocchio stuff.
Mm-hmm. Hee-haw, hee-haw.
Whoa. Whoa.
Can you say everybody loves parfait?
Everybody loves parfait. What are you trying to do here? What's going on?
That's from Shrek. Everybody loves parfait.
Am I being punked?
Anyways, all right.
Yeah, that's actually what we should have let off with. In the morning, I'm making waffles.
Oh my God.
Oh, man.
All right, so back to what I was gonna. Thank you, Ross, for bringing us back on track. So I know that
Nice of our viewers to do that.
yeah, Ministry of Dice dropped some pretty good big bombshells on us in the form of a double header. It was or double feature. It was a podcast, and they got some visual spoilers from the Justice set campaign box that's coming out in a few months. So basically, what we were looking at was a bunch of really cool new cards and some reprints, as well as Jimmy, the product manager for WizKids and Dice Masters, giving us some sort of golden nuggets in the form of new cards and abilities with some globals that we will be talking about later. But I will say that if you guys want to see more of that, DM Armada did a video. He released a video on Monday. And also Ross, during his Tuesday stream, we tried to get some kind of conversation with Josh, Bodie, and I going. But unfortunately, there were some audio issues. Hash some of that stuff here. But if you guys want extra content, be sure to stop on over by by Ross's Twitch, DM Armada's YouTube channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And don't forget to check out the original goodness that is Ministry of Dice. So what we are going to skip over or gloss over is the fact that Jimmy just crushed it in their trivia. Out of 12 was really good. So, and then also the fact that they just had some really witty, playful banter that I can only dream of getting to that level.
One day we'll get there.
We can't even get on the track starting the video. So
we're off-roaders. We're from Texas. We off-road.
We're pioneers.
Yep.
Pioneers for off-road. So yeah, we're gonna have Ministry of Dice's link in the description for their spoilers page. Check it out after we get done or during. We keep listening to us, and we're about to go into it a little bit. You guys ready for me to show the thing with the thing?
Show them the thing.
All right. All right.
By the way, if any of you have seen The Legend of Korra, that's a great reference that you're missing out on.
Okay.
Have you not seen The Legend of Korra?
No.
Oh man, see, there's another reference that you're missing out on.
Oh man.
Just when I didn't think I could miss out on anything else, you go and blow my mind.
Okay, can you stop being an ass for a second? Stop living in the costume.
I can't help it.
It's the costume. It's taking him over. It's like Venom over here. It's a symbiote.
Okay, let's get back on track.
All right, guys.
So they showed off a little bit of the DC Justice spoilers, series spoilers. So far, what I'm seeing on here, and I'm showing it on screen right now, the first card that they showed, which I really like that artwork, is the Investigation. It's a quick reprint for that one, but man, that's a good reprint. That looks so good.
The art is amazing. I love it.
Alex Ross goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Greatness.
That's true. Is the whole Alex Ross art? Because I know it's with
Alex
the Justice.
Ross art.
Oh man, that's gonna be
100%.
such a great looking set. Even if the cards are Garbo, the art's gonna be amazing.
And then there's this weird card over here to the side, True Mr. Six. I didn't know he was a comic book hero, but apparently not a lot of people did either.
Inside joke, if you listen to the podcast.
I mean, if you just look at the website or the Facebook pages too, some people thought it was a real card. Oh man,
That's awesome.
So Ross has a different opinion on the art. So Alex Ross is kind of like, if you're used to, like, let's say McFarlane or Liefeld, which Liefeld, I mean, that's setting the bar pretty low at times.
Oh man,
because he's come up with some weird ones. I'm saying, like his Captain America variant cover. Do you remember that chest?
God, yeah.
Do you remember that chest? That's right.
I think the world has beat Rob Liefeld down enough. I don't think we need to do it here.
He does have some goodies though. So when you're coming from stuff like that, you go straight into Alex Ross with the watercolors. It's just like it's an acquired taste at times. My first Alex Ross kind of exposure was inappropriate. The first time I actually was introduced to Alex Ross artwork was Kingdom Come, and that was amazing.
Yep. Agreed. I recently read the Marvels storyline, where it's basically the history of Marvel Comics. Not the history of the comics, but you're following that reporter through all the things that have happened with Marvel since the beginning of time, basically, is what it seemed like. And that art was awesome. Oh my god, it was so good.
Did he do the art for that one?
Yeah, Marvels.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to remember what
Greatness.
I don't think I've read that one.
It's good stuff, man. Check it out.
But I've seen some of his variant covers for like Spider-Man and the Avengers, especially his one for the Avengers, the OG Avengers. That was dopest. I'll get out.
If you're on Instagram, guys, follow him on Instagram. He posts things every day, and they're always amazing. Everything.
So getting back to the card itself, like not knocking Howard the Duck, by the way, that was some brilliance in the original art that they had for Investigation and Thor. But it is a quick reprint, and you're exactly right. But it's a needed reprint in the fact that not everybody has the basic actions
from Thor. Yeah.
From Thor.
Yep.
Yeah. I wish they would bring in Howard the Duck to Dice Masters, like have a actual Howard the Duck character in there. I think that would be awesome because.
Well, no, that's the ongoing joke.
Yeah, I know.
That's an actual ongoing joke. Is that Howard Duck bombed so bad in the 80s, but yet he became this pop culture icon that he's kind of like Marvel's inside joke.
Unpopular opinion. I liked Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
I mean, for his runs, who did that? Did McFarlane do his runs?
I'm talking about the movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like the movie.
Yeah, I love the movie. I made the mistake of when I was a kid, my brother and sister were tricking me. I was like 5 or so, and it was the scene where he has his wallet and she pulls the condom out of his wallet, and they're like, yeah, you should ask Mom about that. So I was like, why does he have a rubber band in his wallet, Mom?
And I guess Shadow's correct. What they did in Guardians was they showed that after credit scene with Howard the Duck, bringing it full circle because he was technically the first Marvel character to appear in a movie in the early 80s.
Okay.
Yep.
So on it, and they brought him back into the MCU.
All right.
Wasn't it directed by a little known director, George Lucas?
George Lucas. Get that
it
out
was
of here.
George Lucas.
Yeah, I know. Little known. Come on.
Little known.
At that time, he was like what? Empire Strikes. No, he wasn't even Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
At that time, he was just done with Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, all right, let's move on.
Moving on. Just do it, man.
So this card, I'm super excited about. I really like this one. Parasite Maxwell Jensen. And the card reads, while Parasite is active, instead of declaring Parasite as an attacker, you may add his attack and defense to an attacking character die. You may do this once for each of your Parasite character die that you do not attack. What?
Can you give me the stats on that? It's a 2-cost bolt. And where is
He's a 0/2/2, 1/3/3, and a 2/3/4.
Man.
Also, for what it's worth, Jimmy hinted that there may be some things that deal more with Legion of Doom. So he is Legion of Doom on top of being a villain.
For sure.
Just putting that out there.
And if you get him on that small side, that globals that we're going to talk about later, you could spin him up.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
Fantastic. Per dice. Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Like, let's say you played an action, and you had 2 or 3 of those out, and you had a Commandante, and you're just going to swing through with all the Parasite damage?
Yeah.
What?
What? You gotta put it on
Robert,
there
I'm
with
gonna
that
need a
wasp
little bit
team.
more enthusiasm on that. Yeah, it needs
Yeah.
to be a yes, queen.
I
Oh my
think
God.
putting him on the Wasp team is just it's just more lethal than what you kind of need to.
Who cares?
Yeah, you're right. Okay, ship it.
The correct answer is all of the above, gentlemen.
Yeah, you can put it on anything and it's great.
Okay. All right. And then the next one. I love that Parasite card. That I can't wait for that one to come out whenever it does. And then we have Elastigirl, Talented Actress. Elastigirl cannot attack the turn she is fielded, kind of summoning sickness. And then Aftershock, prevent 2 damage from an attacking character die or prevent 2 damage to you. You choose.
Nah.
So why don't you go ahead and give us the breakdown of what Aftershock is for those of us who didn't really get enough experience of it from the Amazing Spider-Man set.
I didn't get much experience with it at all myself.
Okay, so Aftershock only triggers when an ability or a character of an opponent KOs that character that has Aftershock.
Yep.
So in order for this to work, she has to be blocking, or she has to be dealt damage by range or something similar in order for the aftershock to trigger.
And by the time she comes out, range is going to be quite prevalent in the scene. And so it could be pretty ridiculous having her on the team like that.
Oh, I'm sorry, removes from field. So it could even be something as simple as re-rolling, and they leave the field. So anything that the opponent does to cause Elastigirl to leave the field, whether it's by KO, re-rolling, or removed in any way, shape, or form, then you get to trigger the aftershock, which it's kind of hard to work around, but she's got solid stats. We should put in there the stats are 012, 024, and 134.
Yeah.
And she's a 2-cost shield.
And she's a 2-cost shield.
And that affiliation has a Doom Patrol?
Yes, that is. I'm so happy to see the Doom Patrol love, which means we're going to be getting all the other stuff in, too. Wow, why can I not remember their names? Because they have a huge thing about it in the DC streaming service now, where they're going to do a Doom Patrol as well.
I don't know.
I cannot remember the rest of the characters' names. I know their faces, but anyway, that's not going to help anybody here. But there are going to be at least 4 other Doom Patrol characters for what it's worth.
Yeah, you having a visual aid in your head does no one any good.
I understand that. So, talking about how useful that is with the aftershock ability, Robot Man, thank you so much, Reggie, in with the save there. So Robot Man is one of them, and I mean these characters are classic in the way that Marv Wolfman also did a run with them. Huh?
Wolfman.
Yeah, he did a run with them and made them really popular because they were part of Beast Boy's backstory. So Beast Boy came from Doom Patrol when the Teen Titans found him. He's actually one of the older members for that reason. It's really cool. Even so, in the 2003 Jeff Johns run, as well as the earlier new Teen Titans run, they addressed the Doom Patrol backstory of Beast Boy, and it was really cool.
Awesome.
He was known as Changeling Boy.
Changeling.
I can't. Reggie, help me out with that.
Changeling.
The Changeling or something like that. Before they changed his name to Beast Boy, he was the Changeling or the Changeling Boy or something like that.
Okay.
So, moving on.
All right. So the next one we have is a 2-cost shield action. It's Atlantis, Wealthy Kingdom. When you field a sidekick character die, draw 2 dice and roll them. Okay. That's on a sidekick team that could be pretty ridiculous. But Scarlet Witch shuts it down immediately.
Well,
let me reread it again.
There's a lot to unpack here. Really.
Let's start unpacking.
All right. So first of all, it's a 2-cost action, which gets in under the radar.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can buy it first turn and still have global activation on turn 1, which is huge. And then, so the other thing too is this is only during your turn that you can use it.
Yeah.
That's really sort of a setback. Well, it isn't sort of, it is a setback. Whereas people have argued on the Discord chat that it's harder to use than Mimic, because Mimic is always, as long as it's fielded.
Can't you use this with the spot though?
You can. You'll field a side. So like my ideal scenario with this is you purchase this and spot along with like having PXG activations. Then on the turn that you have spot out, you just pay 1 mask for PXG and you roll 4 characters, or you roll 4 dice. And out of those 4 dice, if you're on turn 3 specifically, you will just have purchased something like a Jubilee or a, whatever low cost piece that'll help you get there quicker, like a Wasp, or, well, let's go with, since you already have sidekicks out, let's go with the Black Widow that gives your team +1/+0 whenever she's fielded. You buy 1 or 2 of her, you roll 4 dice, and you have enough to not only field her, but also you have multiple sidekicks out to help that push that big swing on early turns.
The only problem with this card that I can see is it's going to lead to people burning themselves a lot if you're not ready for how much ramp value you can get out of this. You might just kill yourself. But
so that's the other drawback too, and I'm glad you brought that up. That it messes with your bag management.
Yeah,
a lot more so than Mimic would do. So Atlantis is really for those kind of ideal situations that I told you, where you buy that Dum Dugan, and you already have 2 or 3 sidekicks out, and then you PXG one sidekick to activate Atlantis while you have 1 or 2 Dum-Dums in your bag or in the used pile.
I'm sure somebody has said this before, but maybe the keyword or throwing continuous on there. I mean, it's too cheap, but
that was Shadow. He said, why doesn't this affect a continuous?
Or at least until you do it once, continuous. Yeah. The first time you feel the sidekick, draw 2 dice or something like that.
Yeah, and I mean, but the problem is that you can't use the dice that you roll on your opponent's turn if they come up as characters. They go straight to the use file.
Yeah.
So that's why they limited the effect to your turn, because you want to be able to use the dice that you roll immediately. So action dice and character faces just go straight to the use pile.
I think if it was continuous, I think it would be probably more like 3 or a 4 cost at that point.
Yeah, it would probably need to cost more.
Because 2 is just too ridiculous for that.
And it would be something to the effect of, or prep them, roll or prep them.
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
We're eradicating cards that aren't even out yet. Fantastic.
But no, this card's great for those quick, low to the ground, aggressive teams. Yeah. I think. Walk in, if you're going Golden Age, all that kind of stuff.
Hey, Ben's in chat. He needs to be in the video.
Come on, Ben. Slacker. But yeah, I mean, I don't. It like DM Armada said. I kind of laughed at it. Really, this is that great, but with the right combo like spot, it could probably be good. Spot the new PXG, things like that. It'd probably be good. Man, throw a mimic on there and just ramp your brains out. How about that?
But the only problem with this card is it's on your turn. Yeah. And that's what. Granted, spot's kind of limiting in that sense too, but. I don't know. I don't really like. I guess I just got you got to build around it to make it good.
Ben, I'm sorry, I didn't see your message, man. Yeah, I just looked at his message. He's rebooting his PC, but
gotcha. My bad, DM.
I saw that card and I had the same reaction as everybody else. Is like at first I was like, man, this card is great, but then I got to do the breakdown. Like when is this card good? It's situational at best.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's situational. Like you're at worst, it's just 2 shield energy that you can use to purchase a blob or purchase a bishop or something like that,
Yeah. I mean, if you have a turn where you need to prep a bunch of stuff and you have like 3 or 4 sidekicks that you can put in there, yeah, it's going to be great. And if you build around a team to utilize sidekicks and ramping and everything like that, not necessarily mimic or anything like that, but yeah, this could be a ridiculous power level that could be gross, but you got to kind of get to
You have the better version already with investigation. Right?
Yeah.
Cuz you're not relying on fielding a sidekick.
Yeah, so
granted your opponent can't buy this.
Yeah.
Yeah, your opponent can't use this, but I mean investigation is clearly a better option.
So I agree in that, and that's kind of why I backed down from being such a big proponent of it. I say if you're going to use it with Wongs and Dum Dugans and the Black Widow that gives your team +1/+0 whenever she's fielded.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Use it with that kind of stuff because you're not investing a lot into the purchase cost of those characters. That's 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great. So then you throw in a couple of allies that cost 2 as well. So then you're doing something that's ridiculous with it. Early turns turns 3 through 5.
Oh my god, yeah, this card, and also this card with Star Labs could get really gross too.
What up, Zach?
What's up, Zach?
It's been a while since we've seen you.
Hi, Zach.
In the chat. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Reg, those sidekick dice. Yes.
They look
We will
similar
get
to
to
something
that.
I made before.
Yeah, but better.
Shut your mouth.
That didn't peel and get all sticky and get everywhere. Yeah.
So Josh, welcome to the stream as well. I didn't see you come in there. So Josh points out Instant War plus Atlantis Spot. So those are all things that other people have been saying in the chat, and
What's Instant War?
That's a potential. Instant War is Warhammer basic action. It costs 3. It says each player draws 3 dice and fields any sidekick dice drawn.
Yeah.
Robert's trying to do the sneaky thing of trying not to be spoiled by it, but he's been on spoiler shows with us when we talk about this. I don't know.
No, I legitimately think it's just because he forgets, and he's just like, "Oh, that's cool."
And most of the time I don't pay attention, so
yeah.
There's that.
Robert's got a bit of a handicap whenever it comes to attention span.
Huh? Yeah. Oh, hey guys, I didn't see y'all there.
Oh my god. Oh.
It's gonna be his introduction.
Yeah.
So let's move on. But yeah, Instant War plus this plus Spot, you're looking at potentially rolling all the dice that you have.
Plus Mimic plus new PXG.
Okay, where's your win con coming from then? I think you're just gonna burn yourself to death at that point.
Oh, my bad. With
well,
Jubilee.
no, because you won't have any dice to prep.
The win con is to get to 0 before your opponent.
Yeah, that's it. That's the format.
We did it, chat. We did it.
We got there. All I'm saying is my boy Tabashi Rogue is going to be lit whenever this stuff comes out. Instant War, Atlantis. Like, he's already good against Mimic ramp and Spot ramp. So it's like, I put him on all of my teams just as the backup to Resurrection, but also a Resurrect Global, but also as like another way to just chip damage, get that chip damage in.
Ross, you were not wrong about that. Overcrushing double, overcrushing Thanos. That's super good.
Yeah, and then you got the Jubilee and Batman Overcrush. There's plenty of ways to win with that.
I know. All you need is Thanos, though. If they blank him, he's still going to be a big body to just beat down people.
For sure.
So I think we have one more card in the visual spoiler to go over, right?
No,
I think that's the last one.
That's it.
That's the last one? Okay, cool.
We can talk about those sweet dice again. Those sweet, sexy dice.
So that was actually, the news was broken today on that. Somebody, or the WizKids had an image of that stuff spoiled on their official Facebook and their official Twitter.
And it's on our Chris and Rob general tab in Discord.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get there real quick. One moment.
So what we're hoping is that they release that in the Justice set.
That's my hope.
That would be amazing.
That'd be great.
I just want these dice. Honestly, I just want these dice.
They're spooky.
So like whenever Age of Ultron came out and I saw somebody playing with the sidekick dice and the basic actions, I was like, I don't care if that set's crap. I'm going out. I'm buying a starter set just for that.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
Smooth.
Look at all that beauty.
So they're amazing looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from what somebody else on the Discord chat has said, these were made a while back, and Jimmy's been showing them off at like Gen Con and stuff like that. The thing is that they were oversized, so they couldn't really find a proper place to put them in packaging, and I think they have that problem taken care of.
Nice. So I'll ask the chat. I mean, this is just me spitballing here.
Don't spitball on people.
Would those dice make you more, like, entice you more to buy the actual campaign boxes if the cards weren't enough? Like, I know some people are like, I'm not going to do this. Would that be like, well, I was kind of on the fence about it. Now they got these sweet looking dice. I kind of want them.
I probably know what chat's going to say, because the overwhelming evidence is people, whenever they have different dice in a campaign box, they buy them. They want extras of them. I want those. I want those other colored dice that were in campaign boxes that I just didn't get because I wasn't playing yet.
I like the Spider-Man ones. The Spider ones are good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, exactly. So what we're looking at is it's inherent with gaming, period. Everybody's going to want swag, right? It's the same. It translates the exact same to video games, to board games, to card games. It translates exactly the same. Everybody's going to want that special edition of some version of swagger that they can add to their gaming experience, just to say, like, look, I got this. or this is what makes me different. So like for Smash Brothers players, it's their controller setup, right? They have a different kind of schemed controller. Or for Gears of War players, they have that pimped out gold gun or whatever, right? But then for Dice Masters, it's the sidekick dice that they may have, like color dyed at some point or bought from a special edition. It's their playmats, and then for any version of card games, it's sleeves. So any extra swag, I'm all on board for.
Dang it!
Do we get to unlock a new dance like Fortnite? Whenever you buy
Shut up! Oh my god!
Everybody loves their swag, and Ross, I'm trying very hard not to geek out about that. Tomorrow is the direct, the Smash Direct, so I'm trying really hard not to let that take over, commandeer the chat here.
Hi, Catherine.
Hey, what's
Shout
up?
out to Catherine, guys.
Hi, Cat.
What's up, Catherine?
I'm really pushing guys for the giveaway to be floss dancing submissions, but I've been vetoed.
Every single time we talk about it, let's just have a floss dance off. No,
to save the universe.
No,
like Star-Lord. Come on, man.
Oh my god! And by the way, I'm back on us instead of showing the dice, even though I want to look at those dice all the time. Oh,
I know.
If I had my
your what?
If I had the dice handy to show people what I colored, it does look very similar. We're doing the giveaway soon.
The giveaway is going to happen. We promised it last week. We promised it the week before. The thing is we're having a little bit of technical difficulties with getting the video set up, but that's as far as I'm going to go.
Yeah. I mean, we want to do it properly.
We haven't done it. That's the
technical difficulty.
Well,
so to give you guys an idea, we have everything set aside for the giveaway. We have everything set up for that. It's just getting the video and putting it out.
We're trying to be more professional now, I guess is what it is. I guess 100 subscribers makes us want to.
We need seen by Chris's attire.
Excuse me, sir. I'm a professional jackass. Thank you very much.
Yes. I want to make sure everyone, whenever we put out a video that's kind of scripted, to have it be better. Because I like doing the live stream. We all do, because we get to talk to you guys and interact with people and have fun. But if we're going to put out stuff that we're talking about stuff specifically, we want to make sure that we're proud of it, honestly. And I'm proud of all the videos we've done in the past, but I want to be proud going forward that we've grown and we've learned from what we've done and we've moved on from what we've done and just get better. It's all about just getting better at doing this to make it better for you guys.
Yeah. All that stuff.
Okay.
Joe's working out. He's doing cat lips here. He's just moving from side to side.
Like, I saw that I was petting the cat out off camera, and that looked a little too suggestive. So I was like, you know what? I probably should stop that. Yeah, like, happy Halloween, everybody. Oh, there goes all of our viewers. Doing things.
That guy really likes his cat.
Inappropriate.
All right. It is halfway through. There is not a Ben sighting yet.
Well, let's go ahead and we'll just jump into what I call the golden nuggets, or the Easter eggs that Jimmy kind of gave us in the podcast. So Robert was so kind as to
write them down instead of us just listening to it.
Yeah. So I listened to the thing in its entirety. There were certain parts that I listened a little bit closer, but I enjoyed the thing overall, and I wish we could get to that point. I wish I could get that to that point as a content creator, to be as comfortable as they are on the mic. But we're only going to really focus on the global part that Jimmy spoiled, and not so much the other stuff that he was talking about. He went into a lot of different stuff, and I've already gushed about them exploring their design space in these future sets. So
we're not going to talk about that Jimmy destroyed me in the
bar.
In the bar.
Well, I already mentioned that at the beginning of the video.
I don't think that's hard to do, though.
Yeah, I've got the low point. I'm the low man on the bar. I set the bar, so to speak. I'm gonna take credit for that.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and start with the globals that Jimmy mentioned, and then I kind of want, if we have enough time, I kind of want to work back to some of the designs that they were doing differently. starting with the Dark X-Men set that they're going to release, or the team pack.
Okay.
So the first one we have, Robert, if you want to read that off for us.
Pay a mask. Once per turn, you may take a die from your used pile and add it to your reserve pool on any energy face.
That's super good.
That's awesome.
That's super good. So
you're gaining an energy basically if you use a character die.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it doesn't say sidekick. It says die.
Any die. He specifically mentioned that. He was like any die. What I like about this is, and he also mentioned, you could tell that Jimmy's just into a more like he's into stuff that messes with the or interacts with the game's basics. So he like immediately threw out after he said this one, he goes, yeah, so you could have parallax or something that re-rolls that. And that, he said that's on you, but I knew, like, I was like, this guy's a brewer at heart. This guy gets a game, sits down with it, and just tries his best to like warp it or do something with it that he thinks is counterintuitive but fun at the same time. Pushes the boundaries of a game. And you can tell with that with the global.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. So like, as long as to me, breaking a game is doing something that's unfun for everybody else. But sort of working within the boundaries and stretching the boundaries is something like this. Pay a mask. Anybody can do it. Yeah. Instead of having it on a card that you're only going to run on your team.
Man, that might be really good for getting out what if characters too. As much as a pain that is to do sometimes, could do it. All right.
So, yeah, go
ahead. All right. Pay a shield. Switch a character's die's attack and defense until end of turn.
Kal-El Global is back.
I love it. I can run my Joker team again.
You can run both those two cards of that.
Rare.
So I was kind of hoping they did something a little bit different. Instead of paying a shield, I was kind of hoping they would go with the other energy types, because Ant-Man Global, the original Ant-Man Global that this came out on, he was a fist.
Yeah.
And the other thing that he pointed out, Jimmy did, was that this is any character, not just your character.
Yeah. Yep. So your opponent could use it against you, like, oh, Robert, you put in your joke, you're swinging through. I'm doing 6 damage. Then they do it back to you.
Foiled again.
Chris, if you could just give us that same energy on all of your stuff, that'd be great.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god.
So I was kind of hoping that he would do something like a mask or a bolt, as far as like, because then it would be like, okay, you know what? I can run this on my mono energy team at a local, at an LGS event. Something that would be a little bit more friendly towards casual play.
Yeah.
This is geared towards, a classic, but still a really good competitive all around global.
Yeah. I kind of agree with Ross that Bolt would be kind of ridiculous for those Bolt single affiliation teams. That would, because those get aggro heavy and just swing in hard.
So Kal-El, he could target anything? Let me see. I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember
Kal-El's global.
I haven't used it in a while, so I forgot. But
I'm have this handy dandy thing called the internet that we could
target characters back in defense. Yeah, I'm using such interwebs.
Okay.
So you're right. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Later, Ross.
See you, Ross.
We'll see you later, man. Ant-Man was the one that was your character's only. So.
Oh wait, Zach's leaving. Why Zach?
So everybody's leaving, I guess. We'll just move on to the other globals, but yeah. So they're bringing back Kal-El, which is great. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Stuff. What's the next one?
The next global. Pay 2 mask. Target character die can block an additional character die this turn. I like it. Deadly.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, so that's one thing you guys brought up, because at first I was like, oh, this is nice and all, but it's not really going to do much in a competitive setting. And then you're like, oh, yeah, deadly. So, like, not as far as, like, I don't think it's top tier competitive, but it's definitely one of those gotchas. You have this character that survives range damage, first of all, or they survive any kind of weird global that would keep them away from blocking, and then you just go, okay, well, here's my 2 mask, and I block an additional character.
The one that comes to mind is the Poison Ivy, because she if she's blocking a villain or a non-villain, she can't be killed. And so you could force her to, like, if they're swinging with a couple things, you could force the villain to be the non-villain to be blocked by her and the villain, and then she still doesn't die. And she has
point. Ooh.
Yeah.
I didn't think
So
of that.
I see where you're going with this, Ross, about the cost being a little bit steeper than usual, but when you think about it, putting a global out there like this one, where you can just pay a mask to make it to where two characters block another, that's 4 blocks. I think that on the power scale, you don't want to you want to have a trade that goes a little bit more towards cost than it does towards ability.
Yeah. And if you're using it in the form that we're talking about with Deadly, you're paying those 2 masks to get rid of something.
Yeah.
That's and bad. Or to, I mean, if you're taking damage or something like that, it's going to go away anyway. But
yeah. And the crackback's going to be ridiculous on the person, because you're knocking out 2 of their characters, and you're going to be swinging through the next turn with your things that didn't die. So
I'd say, like, as far as balance, I'd still pay 2 masks for extra blocks.
Black Adam, back to the card.
All right.
Oh. I hate that card. I hate that card, especially in the Mastermind. Oh, it's so brutal. But yeah. Okay, next one, Robert.
Next one. Which one is it?
Number 4.
Oh, number 4. Pay a fist. Once per turn on your turn, spin target character die you control up 1 level.
Giganta Global.
With the fist? Isn't Giganta
she's a fist.
Just your turn? Is it your turn or is it both turns?
She's just a fist, and you spin a level, or you spin a character a level up.
Yeah.
And it's on either turn?
Yeah.
So this is a more restricted version of that?
Is it?
On your
I
turn.
wouldn't say restricted.
Well, we're limited to your turn.
Oh, it's
only.
once per turn. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is restricted.
So
man.
Yeah. I mean, if Giganta gets rotated out, it kind of replaces her, but puts the power scale of it a little bit more in line. I don't know. I don't know. I still think that's a pretty straightforward, decent global.
Yeah.
So it's
I guess
good to have for Awakening.
Yeah. So isn't there an unblockable Ant-Man?
Yes. So I mean, that would be the spot. Use them during your turn. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, let's address something. Let's address something that Josh Bodie is, because the chat is going up with something else. They're trying to break the Kal-El global as
with Sword Agent, yeah.
So Sword Agent. So we learned in the rules question section earlier today and parts of yesterday that static buffs don't get switched with whenever you use a global to switch, or an ability to switch attack and defense. So static buffs are ones that the card says +1 plus, the other kind of buffs are the ones that come from actions that say, like, target character gets, or globals. So those are the ones that are temporary buffs. Those carry over whenever you switch with globals.
Bye, Catherine.
See you, Catherine.
Yeah. So, like, those are what I've heard people call static ones, right? If you're just sitting in the field and you get +1 defense for each sidekick, if you flip it, you're going to get +1 defense, regardless of what your defense is whenever you flipped it, right?
It's static. So applied buffs are the ones that carry over. Static buffs are the ones that stay the same.
Yeah.
So I think Kree Captain, the one that gets +1/+1 for every villain, doesn't matter if you switch his attack with someone else. It's still going to be the same. Just the base attack and defense is going to be different if you switch.
That's right.
Okay. So, like, Splinter's teachings wouldn't be effective against him in a way.
No, unless you wanted to trade it with another character's, to buff it even more. So if he just had a base attack of 2, you switch him with somebody who had a base attack of 4. That would be the increase.
Yeah.
You would still get the +3 from having 3 other villains out, but it would, the only difference it would make was if you switched it with somebody else who had a higher attack.
Yeah, that blob on a having that global with that blob team, that blob could be anything. It could be more than just hey, he's going to sit out here and just not get killed and keep things from happening.
You can cycle your blobs that way.
Yeah.
Field another one and then swing with one.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah, that would be kind of good.
Yeah, it would. Classic blob.
I think everyone's freaking out that that's going to be kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it could be, but I mean, you can also flip it back.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah, it's just your opponent may not have shields. You just wait for your opponent not to have a shield, honestly.
That's true.
So.
Yeah, very wise words.
That's
so
really all it is.
Wait for your opponent to not have shields.
I mean,
yeah.
So, and then the last one?
The last but not least, pay 2 masks. Once on your turn, you may remove a die any from the game. You may not remove the last die on the card. Ridiculous.
Whoa. That's like collector, uncommon collector, but like you don't have to buy collector.
Yeah. So
a lot of people were talking about breaking. Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say, are you gonna use this with your beholder Hella team?
Yes, you can lose the look in his face. Oh man.
So that was one of the things that was like, are you gonna do that? And I originally said no because it's once per turn. So if I'm gonna be re-rolling and refielding my beholders, I need to get more mileage out of it. That's why I originally went with the Hella Global, was because you can get more mileage out of it. So it's not impossible though. It's not outside of the realm of possibilities. I may have it in there just as kind of like oh, hey, guess what? I'm going to bring, with the exception of my beholders, everything on my team is just going to have 1 die. Because on the current build, I only need their globals.
Yeah.
I don't need anything else except for the Madam Mask. And even then, if I'm just going to go with this global, I'm going to then scale it down a little bit. I'm just going to go, okay, well, in Madam Mask for something else, another global that helps me, like Blackbird Global or something like that, to prevent them from using it on their turn, and just do it that way, right? So Beholder comes in, I activate the once per turn pay 2 mass to get rid of a card or to get rid of a die, and then I Blackbird right after that.
Yeah.
And then I can refill or re-roll with Parallax, refill them, and then do something like PXG or Blue Eyes White Dragon if I need to make another buy, or Chalkboard.
You could also have 2 beholders, field 1 to put something back to its card, and because if they're just collecting in a bunch of stuff, you could take one of it back, so they're left with just 1, and they can't do the thing where they buy the 3 and then field just collector in here and there.
Well, yeah. So that's the original. That's the appeal, right? Is that's a follow up. That's the nail in the coffin. You just you Hella Beholder it back to the card, and then immediately after that, whichever one you don't want them having more than 1 copy of, we'll just get rid of that.
Yeah.
Right after you send it back to the card. So popular examples of that would be Yonties. It would be cubes, even, because I've seen people every time I run into somebody who's running cube against my team, they need to buy 2 or 3 of them in order to stay ahead of me sending them back to the card, so they can always have minimum 1, right? If there's a way for me to get to their Yonties, I will automatically do that, and that way their cubes are rolling up nothing.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, with this global, it's pretty new. It doesn't seem like it's been used in any way, shape, or form before, for the most part, except for that. I think there's a collector that does.
Yeah, uncommon collector.
Do you think there might be a card coming out that lets you return dice to the game?
So I originally suggested that in chat and as well as on the stream with Ross, and Bodhi and I went back and forth about that. Somebody mentioned that, and I think it was Shadow that mentioned that you can't currently. There are no ways, and I don't think that would be a good. No, I don't think that would be a good diametric for the game to have either. And remove dice, because with this kind of global, you're still not getting there all the way. You're not completely removing the playability of that card and die.
Yeah.
To a minimum of 1. So I think it would be unfair to then have a card that has a win field ability or some other kind of action that says remove dice back, right? We already have Wormhole, which prevents and reverses any controlling or capturing of the dice, but it doesn't bring back removed dice in that sense. So if it's removed with hella global, or if it's removed with
what if it just returns them to the card and it doesn't necessarily do anything special, like put them in the field or put them in the use pile or prep or anything like that? Just returns them to the card and you get to do like a damage or something like that per card returned, or gain a life for card returned, something like that.
I agree with Joe. It shouldn't happen because you're breaking that card to where it just doesn't make any sense anymore.
I will say this, and this is kind of what I wanted to. We do have enough. I hope we have enough time to get into this. It does do something that I loved about the podcast that Jimmy was talking about that was so different from everything else. I specifically tuned into what they were doing with design space. A few key things that Jimmy mentioned is that the roles that different character cards that they're creating now are going to be different. They're not going to be the traditional Wolverine attacks alone, he gets this buff, or Batman does this thing to villains. It's going to be something he mentioned. He gave a specific instance of Rogue.
Yeah.
In her leadership role. He was referencing not only a comic book leadership role that she had during the New Mutants run, but he was also referencing the fact that in the team pack or in the campaign box, she will have a character card that is different from her normal absorb ability or take on something else's or block something else's stats that she's been having. It's going to be in a different facet. That's what I was interested in. So going back to what you were saying, Robert, if they had designed a card that worked with this global ability to either do damage for each card removed or to bring it back and give you the bonuses of like prep a die for each removed die that was returned to the card, I say good on them, right? It creates a different dynamic of the game that hasn't been seen before. And that's what I was interested in Jimmy's talk.
Yeah, so that's the reason why I brought it up, because it is something new, it's something different. Maybe these cards might have mechanics geared towards that.
And another thing you're saying, another thing that Jimmy was saying was that the dice quantities as well as the card quantities, or the different types of cards for the same character, are going to be different because they're working within that role. So in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure everybody else shares his opinion, I would settle for 2 good versions of Thanos versus 3 or 4 crappy versions of Thanos, right? Or average, well, like 1 being good, 3 being not so good, stuff that you put in there for like a fun team of the month kind of thing. I would settle for just 2 Thanoses that had a max die of 2 or max die of 3. That way you're still having to go out, like he said, like Jimmy said, you're still having to go out and buy 2 campaign boxes to get the max dice that you need. But I'm okay with, in that campaign box, getting 2 of a good character versus 3 or 4 of 1 good character and then the rest of them being trash.
Getting back to that global thing, we don't even know what kind of character, like if it's an action or a character, and then you get to, when you field that thing, you get to return one of the character dice removed from the game under your control. That would be kind of an amazing thing for it. But yeah, I like the fact that they're going with different themes, different dice counts, and putting the leadership roles of teams on its head a little bit, and not just sticking to the formulaic way of they've been doing things. Because
they don't. I mean, so what he hinted strongly at was that Wolverine's no longer just going to be a big dumb attacker that you send in that gets bonuses for attacking alone. He may be a good defender. Yeah. He may have Iron Will like he's supposed to have because he's got that awesome healing factor, which I think is more appropriate to his character. It speaks truer to his character than he gets double attack if he's going in alone.
My favorite Wolverine is the one that when you KO him, he does the damage to the opposing characters. I think that's a different thing on him, and I like that. But I think they need to have more things where it's just different with each card instead of just doing it in a different way.
Jimmy also hinted at, and going off of what you just said there, Chris, Jimmy also hinted at some sides of the dice are going to be more valuable in upcoming sets. He may have been talking specifically about Justice in the X-Men Forever campaign boxes, but he did still hint at this, that some sides are going to be more valuable than others. So you're never going to just see a double energy face and be like, well, I guess I'm going to use that to buy something. There may be cards that have the ability to play off of if you have characters that have this double energy face, or that have this side of the die, you get bonuses, or your opponent loses X abilities, or something like that.
This isn't Twitch. Yeah. All right.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready for Warhammer. I'm ready for Justice. I'm ready for X-Men. I just want some stuff to open, man.
Yeah. Well, you've been kind of satiating that need with other things, like Magic the Gathering. Oh man. So, by the way, everyone, this Saturday, if we can get enough people to show up, I'm gonna be there. Joe, I think you might be there. We're gonna be doing a mastermind. I want as many people as can come as we can. The more, the merrier. The politics get interesting, and the back and forth is interesting. Robert isn't gonna be there because he's got some life stuff and he's too important for us.
I'm going to a bachelor party. So...
Yeah, he's too cool for school.
Sorry, guys.
I am bachelor party. What is that?
YOLO.
Yeah. But we're gonna be trying doing that, and then the next Saturday we haven't decided yet, but we didn't have anyone show up for King of the Hill. That's but oh well.
Guys, I even made a team. I was ready for it. So I went to the bookstore for the Halloween weekend, and I bought 20 packs. I bought 10 Thor, 10 X-Men First Class, and I built the worst team ever based off of the cards that I got out of there. And I had so much ramp, I just did not have a way to win.
No,
and
you didn't.
Chris destroyed me. It was fun though. It was a fun little team.
So, what time, to remind the viewers, what time are we doing the mastermind?
8 o'clock.
Hangout stream. 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
So that's Central. 8 o'clock Central.
8 o'clock Central.
This Saturday. So we understand. So like one of the things that was going on this past weekend, for me especially, but I'm pretty sure for everybody else who either has kids or has a rampant social life like Robert, was the Halloween parties.
Yeah.
They could have been at bars. They could have been at clubs. They could have been at trunk or treats specifically.
Yeah,
like
that's what I was doing.
Last week I did trunk or treats till we were bleeding candy. So
what?
You
can't just drop that on us and not explain.
What does trunk or treats mean?
Yeah.
So trunk or treat is kind of like a community thing where people go into a neighborhood or parking lot, and you just take your kids around this line of cars that have they like.
Oh.
It's like trick or treating, but out of trunks of cars.
Out of the trunk of a car.
Yeah, trunk or treat. So basically,
my parents told me to avoid those.
This is a community thing. Like we did it for several churches do it. Several neighborhoods will do it. Instead of having random people go up to your house with the possibility of vandalizing, you could just do this instead. So I think it's great. It's been a thing for the last couple of years. And it got to the point to where we just didn't want to go trick or treating anymore. We were just like, okay, we're done. And the kids were fine with it too. They were like, do I still get to wear my costume? Yeah. They're like, do I still get to wear my costume on Wednesday? We're like, yeah. I don't see why not.
You should tell them when they grow up, they can wear their costume anytime.
Yep.
Yes, Chris. The last thing I want to do is have you be their role model.
Hey, Chris is a good role model, man. He's a hard worker. Jackass. Yeah. Look at him.
Yeah.
You could live the dream too.
This could be you, kids.
Yeah.
You gotta say that a little bit gruffy. You gotta say that in a gruffer voice there.
Yeah.
This can be you, kids.
You can live the dream too.
All right.
Fantastic.
Well, so yeah, everybody was busy this weekend, so we don't fault anyone for being busy up until this point. Even tonight, there's still Halloween parties going down, mixers and whatnot. I'm surprised you're not out and about, Robert.
It's Wednesday.
I know, work.
he knows that we go live stream on Wednesday, so he tries to avoid doing anything on Wednesday.
We'd like to think that, but I'm pretty sure if a certain band or group was in town on Wednesday night, he would be there.
Probably. I need some convincing. I just don't go to these places by myself. People have to suggest it or say they're going, and I'm like, all right, I'll go with you.
Man, buddy system much.
It's not going to be me convincing you because I never go anywhere.
No,
I'm
I would-
agoraphobic to the max. Are you kidding? I would go out in this suit. I don't care. I don't care.
Chris does not care, dude. I don't know him well enough.
At all.
Yeah.
But some things to look forward to. So getting back on track as far as like DM goes, some things to look forward to is we've got Worlds coming up. Steve-O Muck with the guys with I cannot remember their group now. I've spaced on it. Steve-O Muck and Nazi they're
Dice
trying
Mayhem.
to do Dice Mayhem. I'm sorry, forgive me. Dice Mayhem. You guys want to subscribe to them as well. They're trying to put together, or they have put together, an exclusion league. We don't know what's going to fire, but we do know it's coming soon. We're going to take it easy as far as like running events for the next couple of months. We have our calendar set up and planned, and we can tell you that for now we don't have anything planned until
just Saturdays.
Yeah, for Saturdays. We will be giving you guys, again, we promised there was a giveaway. We will be giving you guys more streams, the same streams every Wednesday and hangouts on Saturday. We will release additional content as our schedule permits, is the best way I can put that.
Yep.
We have stuff planned so that you guys don't, if you guys don't see us organizing a tournament in the next, say, 2.5, 3 months, don't think that we've dropped off the face of the earth. We're doing stuff on the back end of the channel to promote more content. We're going to be doing, I plan to do at least one Brewer's Corner before Worlds to kind of highlight and showcase the Warhammer stuff. Whether that's before or after the product arrives, we'll have to worry about that stuff. The logistics of it gets a little bit,
yeah,
it gets in a little gray area.
Well, I mean, if anything, me and Robert are going to have the product at the very least, I believe. I know Robert.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I put in my order. Hopefully it'll show up. Sometimes they have problems with the distributor, so and then I'll end up getting it like a week later, which is annoying, but I'll get it. It'll be there.
All right, right.
But we do have stuff.
Yeah,
we do have stuff.
Exactly. We have stuff coming. We have things coming down the pipeline. It's not going to be anytime soon, but it's not going to be far away either. The time's going to fly by. It's the busy time of the season. It's holidays. Thanksgiving's coming up.
It's just going to be too hard to plan a tournament around people's holidays.
And we want to respect that. We really do. Like, we're not saying it because we're bummed or anything. We just want to respect the time that you guys want to spend with your family around holidays or friends. People that don't normally play, people who have a life outside of Dice Masters.
Yeah, and if you're worried about us falling off the face of the earth, we are, Chris is, and sometimes I'm in there in the Twitch with him. We're playing Magic the Gathering Arena on the Twitch channel. So you can jump in on that, jump in our conversations, hang out with us. I'll be chatting with Chris while he's on the line.
On the line?
Yeah, so it's a fun time. It's
okay.
Good stuff.
We put some respect on it.
Put some respect on it.
So that's all I've got for right now,
though. I think that's good.
I forgot to put up my Halloween drawing video. I failed this city.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, so you want to take us out until what's up, Joe?
Hang on, just a real quick plug. Our resident champ, Ben, is always looking for more practice for Modern for Worlds coming up. So anybody out there who doesn't normally hang around on the Discord or anything like that, but you guys stick around for our videos, be reminded from now until mid-November, Ben is going to be looking for somebody to play Modern. So hit him up in the comments here or visit our Discord. Robert's going to give you the breakdown of where we're at and where you can find us.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, if you practice with Ben, you're going to get a lot of if you're new. So practicing with Ben is beneficial for both of y'all. I mean, he's going to get to practice. You're going to get to learn.
And he'll tell you how to work your team better or change something out, and you'll help him figure out a weak spot in his team.
Yep. It's good stuff. All right. So anything else? Chris, you got anything?
No. I just need to take this outfit off.
All right. Joe, is that it?
We're good.
Anyone in the chat got anything they want to talk about or mention? No, I don't want to talk about. It's getting late already, but
yeah.
All right. So that's going to probably do it for us then here in the CR Game Room. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and join our conversations on Discord. And as always, thanks for hanging out. Bye guys.
Everyone.